In the sake of Jewish unity, the first Zionist Congress was formed in 1897 in Basel, Switzerland. Then, during the Great War, the British Prime Minister declared support of the Jewish state in return for Jewish support. Upon the collapse of the Ottoman Empire, the British took over the Ottoman province of Palestine. This is where the British mandate for Jews was made. Before World War II, the great powers of Western Europe and the USA came to a conference to decide who would take Nazi Germany's Jews. They decided no one wanted them. After World War II ended and the Holocaust was discovered, the Allies became guilty and gave support for the state of Jews. The UN proposed a solution as to accommodate both local Palestinian Arabs and the Jews, but it never happened. Then in 1948, with the withdrawal of the British from Palestine, the State of Israel was declared. With that declaration, so too came another one of war upon the new state coming from the Arab nations of Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, Transjordan, and Egypt, truly becoming the Arab-Israeli War, the first of the Arab-Israeli wars. From the start, the Arabs had the advantage, invading and taking ground, but after getting to Jerusalem, the Jews, even greatly outnumbered, pushed them back using loud noises and smart thinking. With the Arabs unable to push back, a peace was negotiated by the UN after the Jews had pushed back the Arabs. After that peace was made, then in 1952 revolution came to Egypt. Gamal Abdel Nasser, a pan-Arabic nationalist who was ardent against Israel because he saw it as the biggest threat to the Arabs, came to power. Nasser also wanted to nationalize previous products of what he saw as colonialism. This would include the Suez Canal, a very important avenue of trade. Knowing that Egypt might nationalize it and cut off Israel, France, and Britain from using it, France and Britain went to Israel to coordinate an advance to take the Suez Canal back. In the end, Nasser nationalized it, and France and Britain, along with Israel, captured it back. Syria, and then they pulled out in September 1957. After all this, Nasser still wanted to take out Israel. Syria in 1967, up to their bombardment of Israeli Golan Heights, and Egypt mobilized their military, taking it to the Israeli border. Upon this realization, Israel decided that they would take the fight to the Arabs, kicking off what would be known as the Six-Day War. Then it started. During these 6 days, the Jews took the West Bank, Golan Heights, Gaza Strip, and the entire Sinai Peninsula, tripling their size. With this, the Arabs could not push them back, and the war was over. This caused a great feeling of defeat in the Arab states. With the death of Nasser in 1970, Anwar Sadat came to power. With this defeatism came a feeling and a need of revenge. Knowing that the Israelis were high on power, thinking they were undefeatable, they never thought the Arabs would ever declare war in any soon time. With an anti-Semitic sentiment in Egypt and the rise of Anwar Sadat, the thought of actual revenge comes and Arab states get ready in secret, hoping not to crush Israel, but to defeat them to any degree and take their pride. This would increase their social stance to give them a more even playing field in later wars. Come the Jewish holiday of Yom Kippur, the Egyptians and Syrians attacked. In the first few days, the Jews were getting pushed back. This shattered their sense of invincibility and gave a great feeling of success to the Arabs. For Sadat, even with great anti-Israel sentiment in the Arab world wanting to destroy them, he took the opportunity instead to negotiate peace with a more even playing field. In the next years, a peace was then negotiated, Israel giving back the Sinai Peninsula in exchange for peace with Israel. This is where the main saga ends, as only minor conflicts have happened since then. With an era of peace, Israel and Egypt have both prospered, while the other Arab states have had a lot of inner conflicts. I expect this conflict to never truly end, unless one of the two very different people completely give up their goals. The only real feasible solution at this current moment I see would be for the US government to attempt to placate a government against Israel, and then a domino effect causing the other ones to try and delegitimize any anti-Israeli sentiment within their own country. Even with this thought, many people have tried to solve this problem, including the UN. The first one was the UN General Assembly Resolution 1812. There's never been a solution for all these years since 1897. Even many very smart people have tried to put together solutions and they've just been thrown out by either side. One of two sides. I must also say that within Israel, Muslims have no less rights than anyone else, so Palestinian Arabs could live there. Thank you for watching.